I was having a conversation with a friend of mine just before I turned on the camera today, and we were talking about why people follow certain people online. Like why do you watch one person's content but you scroll past everyone else's? And we realized something that I think is actually the root cause of why so many business owners stay stuck at a certain revenue level, even though they work themselves to the ground. We realized that most of us are treating business or we're treating ourselves like we're collectors, like we're just obsessively collecting things. Like, for example, a cleaner and they're collecting keys. We learn a new marketing tactic, that's a key. We find a new AI tool, that's a key. We hear about a new hiring funnel, that's a key. But we never stop to look at the actual door that we're trying to open. See, here's the mental model that changed how I operate, and I think it will help you if you feel like you're drowning in information but still at the same time starving for something that's going to help you. Imagine you're standing in a circular room, yeah? And all around you, every 2 feet, there's a locked door. One door is build a £10 million business. Another door is a lifestyle business working 20 hours a week. Whereas in another door, it says exit in 3 years. The mistake that we make, and I see this with almost every entrepreneur I speak about, whatever industry, it doesn't matter. You're running around the center of the room, grabbing every key that you can find. You're grabbing the Facebook ads key, the cold email key, the personal branding key. You're holding 1,000 keys, but you haven't actually picked the door to open. And there's this old saying that a problem well defined is half solved. But if you don't know which door you're trying to walk through, those keys aren't assets. They're just heavy, they're just noisy. They are actually distracting you from the one thing that actually matters. So how do the top 1%, the people who seem to scale effortlessly, actually go about doing it? They don't go out looking for keys, they start by picking the door. They define their North Star first. And in the CEO operating system, we spend a lot of time on this because it's usually where the bottleneck is. You have to decide, I want to get out of this specific room through that specific door. And once you know the door, let's say the door is, I want to remove myself from daily operations, then you stop looking for random tactics. And here's the bit that most people miss. You can't just copy someone else's key. You can't copy someone else's system. You might look at me or Alex Hormozy or whoever you follow and say, oh, you know what? They've used this key to get successful. I'll just copy that. But that key was cut for their door, not yours. They had a specific external and internal environment that allowed for that key to work in that specific environment. But the way the 1% think is different, right? So they take this concept of the key, let's say the concept of delegation or systems, and they bring it back to the center of the room. They act like a blacksmith, so they use that information to forge a specific key that fits their specific lock. You see, for example, you have to take the principle, like the replacement ladder that I use in my system, and you have to forge it to fit your team, your clients, and your specific energy drain. And the way the conversation ended with my friend is actually what I think is the most important part. It's about the story that you tell yourself when you're trapped in that room. When you're stuck and you're tired and you're working 70 hours a week, it's really easy to let the meaning of that struggle be, I'm failing or I'm not good enough. But you are the storyteller. You always will be. You get to decide the meaning. You have to decide that the friction that you're feeling right now isn't because you're broken. It's simply the friction of forging the key. It's like the necessary pressure that's required for you to build a system that runs without you. So when you change the meaning of struggle, you change how you show up to solve it. And there's a good book about it. Viktor Frankl, I think it is, Man's Search for Meaning. Please just read it. Watch a YouTube video on it. It's a really, really good book. Now, I know that just picking the door sounds simple, but in practice, we both know that it's really hard to see the label on the door or where you're trying to go when you're stuck in the day-to-day, when you're stuck in the weeds. So if you're having trouble defining that North Star, if you don't know if you're trying to build a massive empire or just buy back your freedom, I actually have a training on the 10x Vision Roadmap that I teach all of my clients. It's a framework that we use to help all of our founders in the beginning strip away the noise and build a vision that actually takes them to their dream life. Now look guys, if you want it, just go to the link in the description, book a call, I'll send it to you in advance and then we'll walk through it together. I'm happy to share that with you. And it might actually help you figure out what door you're looking for and if you're looking at the wrong one. So the takeaway that I want to leave you with is this. Please guys, stop collecting information just for the sake of having it. Stop being the cleaner or the janitor with the heavy keyring for no reason. Stand still for 1 second, look at the doors that are in front of you and just pick one. and then only go and find the key that fits that specific lock. That is how you stop being busy and start being effective. And I can guarantee it is the only way you move forward without all of the stress. So if you want some help forging that key, if you want us to help you build the systems to unlock that freedom, then guys, let's have the conversation. That is literally what we do with the CEO operating system. We help you build the architecture to leave that room. There's a link below, like I said before, no pressure, just a strategy call to see where you're at, and I'll help you uncover some of your biggest bottlenecks. If not, guys, stop collecting keys, go pick a door, and I'll see you in the next one.